I am breaking down the Avatar Fire and Ash trailer today. What's changed, what's new, and how is James Cameron blowing our minds again? From the first frame, the visual effects are pushing boundaries we didn't even know existed. The detail is insane. We're finally meeting the Ash people. This isn't just a new location, it's a whole new side of Nausica's culture. James Cameron proves once again that he is the master of immersion. You don't just watch this, you feel it.
We finally have a trailer for Avatar Fire and Ash, and honestly, this third Avatar film looks absolutely incredible. That doesn't really surprise me though. The first two films were visually groundbreaking and both won the Oscar for visual effects. And with Avatar 3, James Cameron and his team somehow pushed things even further. Today, I want to break down the visual upgrades in Avatar 3, what's new, what's changed, and how it stacks up against the first two movies. But before jumping into that, let's quickly remind ourselves where this all started. The original Avatar from 2009 was a mind-blowing achievement for its time. Pandora felt alive, the Na'vi felt real, and nothing else in cinema looked like it. Then came The Way of Water, which was a massive leap forward in almost every area, especially water. The underwater visuals, lighting, motion capture, everything felt next level. Now just a few years later, Avatar 3 still manages to raise the bar. The improvements are sometimes subtle, but they're built on tech that was already insanely advanced. The first big thing I want to talk about is the new Fire and Ash CGI. For The Way of Water, Weta and Cameron developed brand new technology specifically to handle water, fluid simulations, light refraction, underwater performance capture, all of it custom built. That innovation was a huge reason the movie felt so fresh visually. With Avatar 3, that same focus seems to be applied to Fire and Ash, which is arguably an even tougher challenge. We're talking about embers drifting through the air, lava flows, thick smoke clouds reacting to wind, and intense heat lighting characters and environments realistically. Simulating all of that takes insane computational power and likely entirely new techniques. From what we've seen, the movie will rely heavily on CGI again, maybe even more than The Way of Water, to fully realize these extreme environments. Cameron promised spectacle, and the teaser footage absolutely delivers. To me, it feels fair to say that what water was to Avatar 2, fire is to Avatar 3. Just look at the flames on Varang's hands, the leader of the Ash clan. The fire doesn't feel like a background effect. It's part of the mood, the culture, and the storytelling itself. If we look back at the first Avatar, there's that scene where Home Tree falls and Jake stands surrounded by ash. It looked impressive back then. The Way of Water also had some solid fire effects. But from everything we've seen so far, Avatar 3 is clearly pushing fire visuals further than anything we've seen before. Now let's talk about faces and character models. In the original Avatar, Neytiri looked great for the time, and the emotional connection clearly worked. You don't make nearly $3 billion if your characters don't feel real. The facial capture using dual HD cameras was groundbreaking back then. In Avatar 3, though, the detail is on another level. It's almost unsettling how real it looks. You can see pores, tiny muscle movements, micro expressions, and subtle eye and eyebrow motion. The skin shaders also seem more advanced, especially under the harsh lighting of Fire and Ash. The level of detail likely surpasses even what we saw in films like Alita. But it's not just about realism, it's about emotion. Cameron has said this film has more heart and soul, and you can really feel that Weta is using its advanced facial capture to translate every nuance of the actors' performances. One thing I really appreciate is how these effects are made. Avatar 3 uses no generative AI to create final visuals. Cameron confirmed this himself, and it'll even be mentioned in the opening credits. Sure, AI or machine learning might help behind the scenes with things like denoising, simulations, or motion tracking, but no AI is generating the images you see on screen. That matters, because generative AI creates imagery from prompts, skipping the handcrafted process. Avatar has always been about human artistry combined with cutting-edge tools, and Avatar 3 stays true to that. Every frame is built by artists, and honestly, that just makes the visuals even more impressive. Then there's animation and performance capture. It's not enough for characters to look good in a still frame. they need to move like real beings. In the first Avatar, if you watch Jake running through the jungle, there's a slight stiffness to the motion. When I compare that to what we see in Avatar 3, the difference is huge. The movement feels completely natural, almost indistinguishable from real life. This comes from years of refinement in motion capture and Weta's virtual production pipeline, including the virtual camera system that lets Cameron direct inside the digital world. After solving underwater performance capture for The Way of Water, the team likely faced new challenges here too, capturing performances around heat, ash-filled air, and dangerous environments. And it shows. The characters feel alive in every sense. Beyond the CGI itself, the presentation keeps evolving. Cameron is still committed to delivering the best 3D experience possible, building on the clearer, more comfortable 3D from Avatar 2. Expect continued use of variable frame rate, with high action scenes running at higher frame rates, like 48 FPS, to reduce motion blur, especially important in 3D, while calmer scenes stay at 24 FPS. And of course, everything is supported by native 4K HDR, giving incredibly sharp images and a huge range of color and brightness, which is essential for environments like fire-lit volcanic regions and ash-filled skies. So yeah, between the advanced fire and ash simulations, hyper-detailed faces, lifelike animation, refined 3D, VFR, and 4K HDR, Avatar 3 is once again raising the bar for visual effects. And this is just teaser footage. The final movie is probably going to be even more impressive. Let me know what visual upgrades stood out the most to you. If you're excited for Avatar, Fire and Ash, drop a like and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. And as always, thanks for watching.